My bold prediction, Donald Trump's going to create a civil war between the states and the government that he's going to lose. He's going to lose them. Listen to exactly what I'm saying every step of the way. Here's the thing he just did today. One more, but do not freak out over it. Stay calm. In fact, smile. Here's what's happening. Donald Trump just ordered states to stop dispersing SNAP benefits. Literally on Sunday. So ordered states, stop it. This man is hell-bent on making sure that 40 million Americans, many of which his own constituencies that voted for him, do not get food, which includes millions of children, while he eats at opulent restaurants and dining establishments this weekend. Let him eat cake, right? Marie Antoinette, right? Well, here's the thing I need you to understand why I'm smiling, is that the more he pushes this narrative, the worse it gets. Understand everything I'm about to say out my mouth in all of this video, because you're going to feel 1,000% better. Here's the thing. First of all, can he do that? See, this is what I mean. He's trying to force states' rights. States can do whatever the fuck they want to do with appropriated congressional money. And they're doing exactly what congressionally they've been told to do. Now he's coming in saying, don't do that. But the problem is this. He actually does not have authority to do that. Then they say, well, what stopped them before? See, well, because they're not, he's getting away with it, Darren. And I'm trying to tell you right now, he's not getting away, he's getting a weight. That means that it's building up. The GOP is starting to fight back. It's building up where people are starting to step into this cruiser and start to light his ass up. Why? Because the biggest mistake this chump fool is making is that he's on his end game. He has dementia. This guy's having mental problems and breaking down. There's still a 48-hour window until the lower courts make a decision on whether they're going to cut back the SNAP benefits. So he can't just order people to stop. They're going to keep doing what they've already been allotted to do. But he's trying to snatch the actual SNAP benefits from 42 million Americans right now. What must we do and understand? First of all, we got to spread word on what's really happening. Share this video wherever you can. Thank you in advance. Number two, understand that with these SNAP benefits that are going out the door, that he's trying to take out, it's a question of whether you can step over states. It's like sending troops to Oregon. It's like sending troops here in Illinois to Chicago. You know, it's like sending troops over to California. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to step in there and take over and do it in a way that he runs the country. But the problem is this itty-bitty thing called the Constitution, where you can't just come in and do stuff. And I know it freaks you out, leftists. I know it freaks you out because majority of Americans don't understand the history, operation, and laws of our government. Partly that's the educational department's fault, because many times they're educating, but they are not really inundating the benefits of why people should know these things. You know math for the rest of your life once you know it, right? You know reading once you know it for the rest of your life, right? Why would you not know the operations of our government? Because it freaks you out. I realize the educational system did this the wrong way for decades. The idea is to understand, and people are getting back into civics, and it's not about being boring civics, but what you learn going into this deeply that I teach on a regular basis in my clarity group is that you are getting a whiff of how to, I'm teaching how you can decode this drama, because much of this is to get past Epstein, shut down, gerrymandering, no kings. He's basically ESGN, as you've heard me say it. All of you know what's going on. Put ESGN in the comments. You know, this is to get past that, y'all. The whole idea is that he's trying to do a lie misdirection and brainwash the left as well as the right into thinking he can get away with this. He's not getting away, he's getting a weight. He will be getting some serious issues if you don't die first in the next 5 to 7 months to bad health. The people under him, oh, wait till you see this video coming, y'all. I got another video coming tonight talking about who's going to jail, because there's a whole bunch of them, and under the Trump administration. So just, subscribe. You definitely want to see if you already haven't. Here's the thing I'm trying to get you to understand in this scenario right now that we're dealing with. He's trying to tell states what to do, but these are the United States of America. You can't tell our country what to do because you're not the boss of us. Nobody's the boss of us. What I mean by that is that the government is not the boss of us. The governors are not the boss of us. The judicial branch is not the boss of us. Most certainly Congress is not the boss of us. It is checks and balances, and I know they haven't been balancing because the GOP and Congress is a bunch of punk-ass sons of bitches. I get it. But let's go a little deeper into that and understand what's happening as he's demanding states do things. The question becomes, are the states going to capitulate? Well, let me give you a history here. In the last 41 weeks, have they capitulated? Fuck no. They've been the only real Democrats over the last 41 weeks. They've been the real ones. All 20 plus of those attorney generals and governors. That's why he's attacking Letitia James. Not just because she pegged him in the corner and got him, but also, she basically, it's a win-win. I want you to also understand the bigger picture of this, the real, raw, real picture of this, okay? The real deal is that he's going to push a battle between states' rights and federal rights. I talk about this in my group, talking about the 5 civil wars. This is one of which, the states versus federal rights. You are absolutely insane to be pushing this narrative, but he don't give no fucks. That's why he's going to get himself pushed off, and that's why SNAP and the shutdown is going to signal the end of this man. Him making that demand shows so much weakness. It shows so much lack of insight. It shows so much absolutely thuggery that the states aren't going to let you just boss us around. What have we learned from troops going to states? What have we learned from ICE going to states? Hell, Chicago got the blueprint. So does Portland. Portland got one blueprint. We got another one. Our blueprint is resistance on all active levels. Rachel Maddow talked about a couple of days ago. I think Chicago's got the blueprint because we killing them in courts, we killing them in politics, we killing them in activism, and we killing them in branding and a little bit marketing. We could do better on the marketing. Everybody could on the left. But I tell you what is happening. Portland's brilliant because they basically said, let's have a party, dress up, and make you look stupid because you attacking people in animal costumes is stupid and you look ridiculous. And it's worked very well. Very well. When I want big shout out to Roddy, here's the thing. That's the guy who's always singing the songs, who got caught, arrested, they let him go. He didn't do anything but sing songs. Here's the thing I want you to understand. This goes back to what I just said with states. The states buck back on ICE raids, on sending troops into their states without, going through the governor. You think they're going to capitulate on the SNAP benefits? Oh, they're going to be in court over it. But the way that they're going to handle it is like this. They're going to be in court over it. They're going to fight. Here's how they're going to fight it. They're going to fight it first by doing it anyway. And if the federal government tries to shut them off, they're going to take it to the courts. But they're going to make sure whatever they got, they're giving out. Kathy Hochul's been raising money. The other of New York and the other governors have been raising money to try to make sure that people are not going to be starving during the shutdown and during the SNAP benefit stuff. The more they push this, the more we win. And I'm sorry to say this. Do not get mad at me, y'all. Don't get mad at me. But let me tell you something. Number one, this had to happen. Nobody believed that it would. It had to happen. Now you know. Well, and I'm talking about young people and older people. did not believe this would go this far. They didn't believe he would push the narrative. He will. The other thing that you should know very clearly is that, and this is actually a good thing, but it sounds bad when I say it, and that is 40 million people have to starve and 20 million people had to have health care subsidies, some of which that could even die in order to destroy the GOP and Trump. I wish I never ever had to say that, but it's becoming apparent. And keep in mind, still today, I think it could end it today. I had a, prediction a week plus ago saying this would be over by the 9th. But they meaning GOP is willing to push this. It's gonna mean the end. They should just give this up. Now there's some people on the left. I saw the guy from the Lincoln Project, and all respects to him, but I totally disagree. He said that Schumer giving that deal to extend the subsidies was a bad move. I don't agree. I think it was a very smart move. I think that him doing that was not capitulating. I believe that him doing that opened the door. Because if the GOP walks in, there are 20 million people who will have their subsidies right now instead of be asked without it. But if they say no, which is what it looks like they're doing, even though I said they could end it today, I think they'll end it today. That would be the smart move because they're still working this weekend on it, and they could end this today. It's not a loss for Democrats. It's a win for 20 million people who need their subsidies. Now, you could stretch that out over months, but of course, people wouldn't have their subsidies. People could die. What it sounds like to me with the Lincoln Project guy is that he's thinking like Bernie Madoff. Like Bernie Sanders, forgive me, Bernie Madoff. Bernie Sanders basically had this thought, and Biden called him out on it on the campaign trail in 2020, and that is he felt the banks should have went under in 2008 instead of Obama saving the banks. Now you say, okay, what's that mean? Basically, if those banks had went under, if Obama had let them banks go under, we would have lost billions of dollars of all of our money. I ain't talking about big business. I'm talking about our money would have been gone. All of our money. Facts. And Bernie wanted to let it go because he said they just need to know and this needs to happen. And that's what the Lincoln Project guy sounds like. Like, oh, this needs to happen. We need to just push this till we get what we want. Okay. But meanwhile, 20 million people not having their subsidies and possibly dying, how does that work? Because you push in that narrative, that could cause them to die. Here's the other thing. I said this earlier. Yeah, it looks like 20 million people got to go without subsidies, or that the 40 million people got to go without SNAP benefits. But here's what I mean by that. It's going to go by the decision of the GOP. Schumer offered a olive branch. It was a smart move. Because here's how it becomes smart. It saves 20 million people from losing their insurance, possibly because it doubles and triples. So that's not a loss. That's not a capitulation. And if they say no, and it looks like GOP so far been saying no, it's going to hit them even worse. It's going to fuck them up. And it's unfortunate that those 20 million got to be fucked up with it, just like the 40 million with SNAP. But they're going to be fucked up. And where the left has to come in is they have to kick off the marketing. Remember what I said earlier, politics, activism, streets, branding, marketing. Let me break this down to you from 30 years marketing, branding. Politics, the governors have been representing. Schumer and Jeffries have been on point for once. But the governors are the ones who really saved our ass. 20 plus governors have saved us billions of dollars. They have spent hundreds of millions of dollars, both in court, fighting, resources, everything, logistics, the whole nine. They've been preparing for this for last 2 years. They rock. The next thing is the activism, and that's great by organizations like the NoKingsDay.org, which is Indivisible, Leah and Ezra Rock, bringing that activism out there, as well as all of the hundreds of nonprofits who have been fighting ICE. They have ICE watch meetings, and oh, it is killer. They are doing their thing. God bless them. God bless them. They are great, and they've been fighting. Then we have the streets, where the organizations have been trying to find ways to avoid ICE and fight back, as well as troops, as well as anything that they're trying to throw. Let me give you an example with SNAP. You have now had the food banks kicking up. You have people donating to food banks. You have people showing up, helping wherever the hell they can. And you got businesses opening up saying, fuck these dudes, let's double up on the food banks, let's help. Then you have the branding of No Kings. But then finally, there's the marketing element. And this is where we got to get more into. We got to share. I really do mean share these videos. We got to share the information that's actually getting out there, everybody. It's time. It's time to share the information so people understand what's going on. Because here's where the Republicans rock. They really do this very well. And this is coming, again, from 30 years marketing branding experience from some of the biggest, most famous people. And for the last 20 years, I've been basically helping people, teaching businesses online how to brand themselves, stand out from 100% of their competition, and how to make money online. And I even teach liberals that sort of thing. Reach out to me at DarrenMonroe.com. Email me there, okay? Otherwise, I want you to understand what is really taking place. This is the biggest thing right now. Ginormous, okay? Biggest thing. You got to get into the mindset of making sure that you're controlling the narrative. What do I mean by narrative? I teach that in my Clarity group. The link is in the description and in the homepage, whatever. The thing is, I teach people how to understand and decode drama of Trump so that they can identify the real data, and so that people can immediately be able to develop a better person in themselves. And the goal here to understand what's happening right now with Trump is that the biggest thing that we don't grasp enough, we don't hit on enough, is the importance of understanding the narrative so that we can remarket the narrative ourselves. Remember, I told you, this is the part the left needs more of. We need to get the market. Because they've been developing this whole Heritage Foundation machine. This didn't come overnight. Even Kamala said that. The real machine that comes in is something that shows up on a daily basis that they built for 20 years. Respect their gangster. Respect their gangster. But here's the good news. There's enough of us to be gangster back, especially across social media. Social media, older people. I'm 55 in December. I'm telling you, older people, understand this. Whether you're an ex or boomer and you don't like social media, if you don't like social media, you don't like democracy. Because they are using on the right that you can create your own independent account where nobody knows you and put out content, whether it be through AI or whether I'm teaching people that in the Clarity group. So you definitely want to get in that group. But, click the link in the description. But here's the thing I want you to focus on is you can do that and take content what young people call clipping. This is a marketing thing. Clipping, you're taking clips and putting them on the web and sharing the narrative. The reason that's important is to get out there and tell people what's going on. You gotta get the message out. People are inundated, and Trump's taking advantage of us being inundated with so much that we don't know the history, operation, and laws of our government. So you hear people spitting out this bullshit during my comments and everybody else's comments saying, Trump controls everything. No, he don't. He don't. Trump's getting away with it. No, he's not. He's getting away with it so they can come in. They're going to get him. Just like it took years to get Nixon. They're going to get him. Trump, he's an autocrat, a dictator, and a fascist. No, he's a wannabe. Because if he was an autocrat, dictator, and fascist, I and everybody else resisting would be in jail or dead or both. Try this shit in Vietnam. Try that shit in China. Try that shit in North Korea or Russia, okay, or Argentina or Iran. Oh, you will get the wake up of your life. I'm trying to get you to understand that him attacking these states is stupid as hell because the states have a history of clapping back, and they clapping back now. Just stand strong. Realize we're going to wait for the decision in 48 hours. This shutdown could still end today. I'll stand behind my prediction. But if I'm wrong on Monday, I'm going to do a video on it. The next video I'm going to have, watch the next video coming up, but the next video I'm actually creating that comes after this video in my channel is going to be about who's going to jail under the Trump administration. And I'm going to break it down to you the way nobody else ever has. Stay tuned. Well, in the meanwhile, watch the next video.